Hey guys, how you guys doing? This video is just like a reflection of my life in Israel. The past 3 years has been amazing, informative, educative, challenging, but regardless, we survived. And now I'm going back home. When I mean going back home, going back to Nigeria, I feel two different ways. Like, I feel very extremely happy, and I feel sad in some point, because I've really created a lot of bond with a lot of people here. And going home, even though I'm going to meet some very soon, like in future or sometimes in future, but I know that that feeling of like I'm not going to see these people again, like my neighbors, my friends, it's going to be like but regardless, we're coming to Niger, we're coming to Las Gidi, so we just have to be happy about that. So I've been out of my YouTube channel for a while. I don't know, this past month has been challenging, so I have so many things to put in place because I had to leave. So but now I'm going to be fully back on my YouTube channel, so watch out for that. So reflecting on how I arrived in Israel, I remember that day on my flight was on October 17, 2017, and I was on a flight from Lagos to Israel. And I remember what happened, the drama that happened in the airport. It was really crazy, and I will never forget the effort of Opeyemi Oyewole, my best friend that has been with me all this year, over 20 years now. She was me back in my laptop bag at the airport as if she was the one traveling. And in the midst of the drama of trying to reduce my luggages, I know I always have so much luggage. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. In the midst of having so much luggages, I had to divide my luggage into two at the airport, and it was really crazy with family and friends, my parents trying to sort out my luggage, and people that followed me, my cousins that followed me to the airport, my sister. So it was really crazy, but at the end of the day, we finally got a way of transporting my luggages, and it was crazy. And leaving my family in the midst of tears, laughter, joy, hugs, kisses, it was really nice. And it still did not eat me that I was leaving the country then. It still did not eat me that I was leaving the country. I just like, okay. Because even before the time of me leaving Nigeria, I didn't have that vibe that I'm actually leaving the country. I still feel it wasn't going to happen. So I was still in the shock mode. But I left the country, and when I was in the airplane, I kind of reflected that it's true, I'm actually leaving this country. Like, seriously? So I told myself, well, it's all good. But looking back now, I kind of felt that day, because I was like, I was actually leaving the country. And now I'm also like, so I'm actually leaving this country too. I'm going back to my country. So that's the same way I feel right now. Then I arrived in Arava, in Israel. I arrived in Arava. Life in Arava was, I met good people, lived with good people over the years, studied hard, and academic life. And the good thing about it is the trip over Israel. I went to so many places like Jerusalem, Galilee, Bethlehem, all the good stuff, Haifa, Mount Ammon, and where else? Capernaum, Sea of Galilee, Red Sea, Dead Sea, everything you can read in the Bible, you understand. So I went there, and that was like the highlight for me in Israel. Like, all the trips I took in Israel was the highlights. I can basically say I went all around Israel. So that was one of the major highlights for me in Israel. And friends that I met, that I've kept, ones I've bonded with, those that I will not forget for a long time, or those that I will even hold on to for the lifetime. So those are another thing I will actually cherish with my time being in Israel. And in terms of the academic world, trying to learn everything that has to know. When it comes to agriculture, Israel is like one of the best countries to study stuff. So all the knowledge I've acquired in Israel, all the ideas, all the innovations, or everything is now it's now time to put them to good use back home and try to be that agent of change that I've always been. And the fact that I've been able to maneuver my way from academic life to social life and everything, it's something I really appreciate in my time being in Israel. And I'm glad a lot of people have been able to be influenced by me and my way of life or what I've done, though academically or my social life. So I'm proud to be like someone that someone can be called, like they can call me their role model or something. So my life in Israel has been really amazing. It's been challenging. That sometimes I just want to go home, like I'm tired, but it's really like sometimes when I look back on that time, I say, look at now, you actually now have time to go home now, and you're like feeling somehow, but it's okay. What else? I learned a lot of things in Israel. I have so many skills. Despite the old beauty marvels and all that, there's still sometimes I had to be in the farm, in the packing house, to do the in-depth of agricultural stuff, and to make sure that I have the knowledge I really wanted, because that's the most important thing I came to Israel for. So I now have like a basic, foundational, even advanced practical knowledge in agriculture, in horticulture, in a lot of stuff. So I think now is the time to go and put that into good use back home, and we'll see where it goes from there. But if you ask me what do I feel about Israel in general, they are so amazing. They are really nice people, very, very accommodating. They are really friendly, but very hardworking set of people. So you can't be in Israel and be lazy. Yeah, that's one thing you know. And also, Israel is a very small country, but it's the way they have input themselves into the agricultural world, the way they have been able to challenge themselves, even in the worst of all situations, in the desert, in the lack of water and nutrient, and being able to be like one of the top food producing countries in the world. I think they deserve the accolade they are getting, because it's not easy. And when I look at back home and see the fact that we have so many things, so many amenities, or so many resources, natural resources back home, that we could do this stuff and we are not doing it, it's really saddening for me, because I feel this is what these people don't take for granted. They have just limited amount of that, and they still do a lot more with it. So why should we take ours for granted and just look at and not look at the agricultural world? It's something we should check and look at for, because we have so many resources. And even though we shouldn't be waiting for the government and all that, I know it's their responsibility sometimes, but if individuals can come up and try to invest or put their energy into agriculture, I know we're going to do well in terms of food security in Nigeria or in Africa as a whole, and in terms of global development. So one of the major things I've learned here is to push myself beyond, think out of the box, push myself beyond my limits, and be able to be an agent of change in terms of creating awareness for agricultural development and in general the global development. So I'm using this opportunity to appeal to youths or young minds like myself to come together and let's create a change that our nation deserves, and put our energy into good use and try to be more productive, and also try to look into the lucrative business or the lucrative aspect of agriculture, and not think about it in just how we look at it and think it maybe just a poor man job. Agriculture is really very interesting, and if you put your mind into it and resources into it, you earn a lot from it. So I'm proud to be a farmer. I'm proud to be an ambassador from Tel Aviv University. I'm proud to be an ambassador or a resident of our Arava community. I'm proud to be someone that I've learned from Israel, their techniques, their innovations, and their ideas. And now with it all fully installed in me, I'm really charged to come back and do a lot of stuff in my country and to create a lot of change. Yes. And apart from that, I also have like my social parts, my beauty part that you guys know me as, because I don't talk about my academic part a lot, so people will be surprised, but I really have like a huge academic part is a huge part of me that you get to see more now. Then my social life is normal. Then I'm also intending to do a lot of things in rebranding Marvispicy Empire, so watch out for that. And every other thing I'll be saying sometimes later after this. And this video is just to reflect about my life in Israel and how good it has been. My family, I'm sure they're proud of me. I'm proud of myself. My friends, they're proud of me also. People I am living here also in Israel, they're really proud of me. And I know people back home also are proud of me. And I know I've represented the country well. I've carried the Nigeria on my chest all through my time in Israel. And I know I'm a typical Nigerian girl, so it's, I think I did the country well, the little I can. Yeah, so if you're asking what's next for Marvis, a lot of things is gonna happen, a lot of good stuff is gonna happen. I don't have the answers yet, but just watch the space. It's gonna be fine. And I'm going into the country with so much expectations, so much inviting me to do a lot of stuff in the country. So this is me signing out of Israel officially. Yeah, in the next few hours I'll be in the land. In the next few hours I'll be in Nigeria. In Lagos precisely. So I'll be seeing you on the other side. I'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you. Bye bye.